Well, hello. How's everybody doing? This is Jan Michael. I'm back. Yeah, it's been about 6 goddamn months since I did one of these, and I really don't have a good reason why. Um, well, I do actually, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But we're gonna do episode 9 here, which is called something. It's called Mad over Miami. So we're doing a recap here, or a pre-cap, or I don't know what the hell you call this actually. Just kind of giving away everything right there in the beginning, but we've made that joke before, so I'm gonna try and do new stuff. But Jan Michael's been out of the audio commentary game for half a year now, and I hope everybody listening. I want to thank all the listeners and stuff. I mean, some of these videos are doing really well. I got to admit, I'm a little surprised by all that. I can skip intro. As much as I like this tune, I haven't heard it in quite a while, but we're gonna go ahead and skip it. So that's starting. That's computer screen there. Boy, I mean, computers have really come a long way, haven't they? They've just Jesus criminy, man. I mean, it's embarrassing looking at this old stuff, thinking, this was top of the line. This was, you know, uh, you know, high tech stuff that not just Stringfellas doing, but I mean like the actual TV show is doing. Why would they use that photo of me playing the cello or whatever? That was kind of silly. Because I mean, if you're doing a reconnaissance or you're trying to get you know, an idea of who's doing this already, the commercial, that's fucking dumb. Me playing the cello would not be, what this agency is looking for. They want to know how I fly the chopper and do all that stuff. So, and already back, a little Santini air. Remember, that's Ernie's side hustle. Anyway, there's a good reason why I was kind of silent there for 6 months, leaving a lot of you hanging. Most notably, Mary Laybeck or Laybeck or whatever, who comments on every video, easily 10, 12 comments on each one. Mary, I don't think I'm not reading these. All right. I care about you a lot too. I'm glad you're exercising. I'm glad that I motivate you to exercise. I think that's really cool. I think exercise is really important. You got to get out there. You got to move your arms. Got to move your legs. If you got both of them, like I once did, but I don't have them anymore. Isn't that a damn bitch that you go to heaven and you don't have all the things you were born with? It's like a as is. You come up as is, and I was happy and surprised that I got to go to heaven. But then when I looked down and I still only had one leg, the one I had to get amputated because I drank too much. I was like, what the HE double hockey stick? And, they were like, hey, the choices you make follow you up here. That's the only way I could say it. So, if you cut your fingers slicing tomatoes or something, you think, oh, well, when I go to heaven, I'll have all 10 fingers. Don't count on it. That's what I'm saying. Ain't happening. You're going up there with 9 digits. Anyway, I was involved with a lady. Your boy, Jan Michael, fell in love up here in heaven. And I was in a tumultuous relationship for about a year and a half, or about a half a year, I should say. Which is why, I mean, she didn't want me, first of all, her name was Teresa. I can say that because she has no interest in this stuff. She wasn't an actress. She wasn't in Hollywood, And believe me, there's some good-looking dames up there. I mean, that Jane Mansfield, she doesn't have a head. like I don't have a leg. She doesn't have a head, but I mean that body is still. But yeah, I dated a normie, as we used to call them in show business, just a regular gal. She died back in 1910, tractor accident. Just ran her clean over. I mean, just chopped her up like grass. And anyway, she, good looking gal, a little plain, a little on the plain side, not what I'm normally accustomed to, I mean, ask the Elite Modeling Agency. I mean, any award show, you name it, Emmys, People's Choice, Dog Fancy's Dog of the Year. If Jan Michael was going, I was calling those agencies looking for a date. I learned that from Corey Feldman, of all people. But yeah, I believe he still does that. I think he calls all the time looking for a supermodel to basically, it's like prostitution without, sex or whatever, so. But no, I was dating this girl, and she is very, she's not Amish, but she is, she hates any sort of technology. She doesn't drive up here. She doesn't use her cell phone. She certainly isn't watching the Peacock. But like I said, she's not an Amish, but I'd put her at Amish adjacent. You know what I mean? But yeah, we dated up here, and she disapproved of, everything I was doing. Trying to get in some local productions in heaven, and most of all doing this podcast. She thought I was talking to the devil or something. The opposite of praying. I'm just blathering on for 45 minutes, and she cut this off. She said, it's me or the whatever your podcast is. And I gotta say, listeners, I'm sorry, but I chose her. I chose her for a good amount of time, and it was going well, but I don't know. Maybe this is another example of JMV TMI. You know what I'm saying? Because I have loose lips up here. I mean, I just say everything, but she we had sex, and we had it fairly often. But the problem was twofold. All right. One, it was always the same missionary. We're both in bed, about to go to sleep, sort of, position where she expects me to just roll over on her and go to town. And, once in a while, that's, fine. But, Jan Michael's been around. I mean, been around. And I've had sex in, I think, almost every position known to man. So, I like to try a few things, and she was not having it. That was a no-go. So, I tried my best. I sat her down. We had some warm milk, and I said, why are you against different sexual positions? There's some good ones. There's some damn good ones. Doggy style, that's a classic. Everyone likes that one. There's the old Boise, Idaho. I don't need to explain that one to you. There's the rusty trombone. There's patty cake, whatever. And she said, "Well, Jan Michael, it's simple. Sex is for procreating. We shouldn't be experiencing any more pleasure in it than we, at the lowest can, or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Sex is for making babies." To which I said, "Look around, sweetheart. We're in heaven. We ain't making no babies. Nobody gets born up here." And I just could not get that, through her. She thinks she's still, in the middle of Iowa cornfields. She doesn't even know she's dead. That was a big thing, but I just kind of went by it, But I said, Jan Michael wasn't that keen on having babies on Mother Earth, up here in heaven. It just is not happening. Man, I do this I got another 40 goddamn minutes. Oh man, I forgot how to do this thing. That is true. Only God can make the weather. And that's a good example or good, uh, you know, what am I trying to say here? That's where I am in the show. So I hope it's mixed up or matched up is what I'm trying to. God, I don't know what the hell happened to me here. Jesus, come on, get in the game, Jan Michael. Get in the game. All right, look at that composite imaging radar. Oh, what I was saying earlier was computers have come such an amazing way that they're almost becoming God. I mean, how long is it until the technology is dictating the weather and able to make it rain whenever a city needs it if they're in drought or I don't know. Really, kind of amazing. And I never even went up. When I died, I had an iPhone 5. You know what I mean? And to my knowledge, there's 7 more iterations of that. Iteration, that was the word I was looking for. But iteration of no, it wasn't. It was an iteration. Anyway, we don't edit on the Jan Michael Vincent podcast. Look, I died with an iPhone 7, so I know that they got way better. And that thing was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my life. In fact, I had it up here in heaven, and I showed it to the Amish adjacent woman, and again, she just thought I was, messing with demons. That's a cool looking bar. I mean, they rarely have bars like this anymore. I used to drink at a bar, sort of like this in Koreatown, called Frankenhanks, owned by a lovely Asian couple, and I just used to go there all the time and just get dead fucking drunk. I mean, just hammered, 3 sheets to the wind, whatever you want to say, and that they did karaoke almost every night, and I'd pull out a few tunes or whatever, but I mean, I was there to get blottoed. Old Archangel. Now that was a cool thing they used to do in architecture was build the aquarium into the wall. And I gotta say, I've seen that in multiple, bars and homes and stuff, and I can never figure out how they feed the fish. You know, how are you getting it through the glass though? You only have one plate of glass, because the thing is built into the wall. So I don't know. Those fish were kind of a miracle, I would say. Oh, here comes some trouble, huh? How old do you think those two guys are? Those two bodyguards, 25 and 26. I asked him. I mean, my God. I mean, people used to look old back then. Ernie's only 43 here. Susie's got an Uzi. Boy, were Uzis popular back then. All right, we're at a commercial break. There's a bunch of shows we'll never watch. I mean, all they really just say are like, "Hey, we have The Office." Fuck all these other shows. We have The Office. Just like Netflix now is like, yeah, 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 Squid Game, Squid Game. But we bought Seinfeld, so stay with us. Everything good was made 30 and 40 fucking years ago. All right, we're back. I mean, these are all good accents. I think these guys are nailing it. Her in particular. God, Jesus. Whew. That was a lot there. Boy, would I kill for that vinyl jacket. Santini Air. Dom. I wonder if I could find that on eBay. I'd buy it and give it to Ernie. I mean, he'd piss himself if he saw that again. I mean, that's a cool jacket, man. You know, back then, if you tried to negotiate any sort of, let me keep my wardrobe and stuff. I mean, these fucking studios would nickel and dime everything. And I just, I always thought these clothes that I wore on the show looked nice on me, and I off stage, I'm too drunk to go to Penny's or wherever, Marshall, and buy clothes. So I was like, hey, can I just have these? And they were like, no. And I was like, what are you going to do with them? And they were like, we can use them for, another show. And it's like, oh yeah, you got a star of another show as strapping as me. I mean, at the time, Ted Danson was a good looking, in shape guy, but he was 3 inches taller than me. So that shirt wasn't going to fit him, Who are you going to give it to then? George Wendt? And they say, no, we put it on extras all the time. And, one extra is going to be the same size as you. And I was like, you mean to tell me that you take clothes worn by Jan, Michael, Vincent, and you put it on a fucking extra? The costume designer, she just, shrugged her shoulders and walked on. And, funny story about her, about 8.5 years later, I ended up rear-ending her. No, not like that. Rear-ending her in her car on Melrose Avenue in the afternoon. I mean, my head was already on the, passenger seat sleeping, and the car just rolled up to a light and just hit her right in the back there. No damage or anything like that. And, she didn't press charges or anything. And she actually, was very sweet and, drove me home, and that was the last time I saw her then, You can say that again, buddy. Here I am with, I'm about to charm the pants off this lady, the pantsuit, I should say. Looking like Hillary Rodham there. What those 5 dots? Oh, she's got one. Yeah, I mean, come on, put it together, lady. Yeah, I would. I'd do that for old Ern. This was a fun scene to shoot. I remember I thought I'd play a little practical joke on this young lady whose name I can't remember. And the day before, we shot this big scene. I went and bought a whoopee cushion, and I had my best bud, Clegg Williams, hell of a drinking buddy. Died of drunk driving accident. He's up here now, but he's a real he's that's a whole other thing. Let me tell you, some of the people up here, they get real remorse about how they lived and won't shut the fuck up about it, really. And so he's no fun to be around. But back in the '80s in Los Angeles, I mean, he was a hell of a guy. And what the fuck? Oh yeah, I gave him the whoopee cushion. He's just off stage. He came every taping. He usually just hung right off camera. And yeah, I told him, have at it, just make that whoopee cushion sing. And he just kept messing up the scene, blowing into it and making that sound. And people tried to kick him out, kick him off set, and I was like, no, keep him around, he's my good buddy. And they were like we got to get a day's work done, so he's going. And he ended up popping the second AD right in the eye, and well, that was the end of old Clegg coming to set. I mean, it never happened again. Now, there's one thing you just saw there, us flying into action. And I haven't brought this up because, I don't know. Look, occasionally you got to admit when you have a dumb idea. And that's the moral of the story I'm about to tell. Anyway, they were trying to cast me in Airwolf, and they were sending me the pilot and all the designs and make up the posters and stuff like that. I remember during negotiations, I said, look, I'll do the show if Airwolf, and like the whole get up, my helmet and all that stuff, bright red. And they put their foot down. I mean, first of all, Don, the showrunner, said, Jay and Michael, just let's think about this for one hot minute. They're a covert secret helicopter that can, kind of get into anything. And you want to paint it bright red? I said, look, I get it, smartass. I get it. I'm not a goddamn idiot. But this is television, too. And, you can have the audience suspend disbelief just a little. If it meant selling more Hot Wheels and more toys. And, I got a percentage of that, in our contract. So, I maybe was thinking about moving some units, right? Toys R Us and KB and Target and wherever the hell else you bought your kid stuff. But, they, were unrelenting and they were steadfast. And I don't know, but now I'm thinking the toys sold just fine. I mean, I made a pretty penny off of that toy merchandise sale. I also spent a pretty penny. I mean, I don't have a nickel to show for it, but but it was stupid of me to make that suggestion. And like I said, I just think sometimes you gotta kind of admit that, So I've been blathering over a pretty cool action scene here. It's always fun when you get those cannons firing, I mean, people like seeing bullets hit shit, and that's a cool shot. The guy sliding in there. Like I say, this is one of the better directed episodes. I didn't catch who did it, but I kind of like this one a lot. It has we're halfway through, but it's been moving, and I think when you. And this is weird because I love that set and it was really good for my character. But whenever we shot in my home in the cabin, I really felt the pace of the show just grind to a halt. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, cabin is relaxing. You got a fire crackling, and someone's, the hooker you bought is making hot chocolate, and uh, could you believe that hooker didn't even know it was a TV set? She thought it was a real cabin. You know, I did a whole thing. I bought her and I said, I'm going to take you somewhere nice for once. Not some flea bag motel. And I say, you got to trust me. I'm Jan Michael. I'm not going to hurt you at all. I'm going to actually show you the best time of your life, or at least your hook in life. Before things went south. So I blindfolded her and I just drove her around LA for 2 hours. And, we got on the lot and I parked, outside the soundstage and still blindfolded. I let her in there. And, once we got in the middle of the living room, unfolded the blindfold, she thought we were in fucking Colorado or something. I don't know. She wasn't the brightest, but she had other talents. Paid for that one, good dozen times after. And what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the pacing of the show, I always felt dragged a little, because, I don't know. Boy, those teeth are yellow from cigarette smoke, huh? It's so bizarre now to watch, these old shows and movies, and, people had real teeth, you know what I mean? Not like that. Every actor today looks like they got piano keys in their mouth. They're all just perfectly white, and they don't even look human. Look at Ernie's teeth there. I mean, those are fucking horse teeth, and those were just some god awful looking chompers. But everything would be fixed now. Shit, Ernie wouldn't even be fat. He'd be, the hottest piece of tail you ever saw. No, I like that little touch I gave Ernie there. I know it sounds weird, but it's the little moments like that in life that, there was a thing that happened. You know what I mean? It was like we aren't just actors saying lines we don't even understand, or, whatever. It's a little extra. It's that kind of, the old little punch in the arm, or, a firm handshake when you don't really need to give one. Seemed like she flubbed that line a little bit, didn't it? God, I look good there, huh? That guy on the left was straight up white. That guy, he might have been Jewish. What the hell was going on there? They're supposed to be Cuban nationals. I wonder who that painting is supposed to be of. Look, I'm wobbling back and forth. I really am. Boy, if you put up a lighter in between us, man, between my booze breath and her perfume, look out. You're like the fucking Hindenburg. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. What are those guys doing here? Oh, I have one of those clasp belts. Those were fucking huge in the 80s. They were real pieces of shit too, man. Those things, those clasps would fall off and break all the time. I think I went through about 7 or 8 of those type of belts, so I finally said fuck it and went right back to leather and, a good old belt buckle. But I mean, it's amazing how much cheap crap this country makes. I mean, overseas too. I mean, we buy and, we make and buy it, And it's just garbage after garbage. It's all to the ocean. These guys don't look suspicious at all sitting in this bar. I mean, one hot chick and one bizarrely dressed guy in white and just, a stud like me. It's like a scene out of Casablanca. I'm going to go ahead and give myself props for one, off the top of the dome, two, saying it correctly. Oh my god, we gotta check on some football scores here. Cardinals are killing the Chargers. I mean, the Cardinals look legit. I don't know when you'll listen to this, but it's that quarterback they got. God, what's his name? Keep wanting to say Kendrick Lamar. I know it's not that. I don't have to look. But Kyler Murray. I mean, he's good. He seems like the next Mahomes, which is crazy to say because Mahomes is only 17 years old. But I mean, these quarterbacks are just so fast and they got amazing arms. I'm sure delicious looking peckers too. I mean, Jan Michael Vincent never experimented, whatever. But I don't know. I'd take a glance or two. Yeah, especially in the shower. I mean, all that, just glistening and water and stuff. It's got to be, a sight to behold. Anyway, that got a little weird there, but no, there's a lot of good football teams. Somehow the fucking Raiders are 3-0. Can you believe that? Is there any other kind of music than, look how bad these guys are? That guy ain't fucking around. That guy, speaking of football, that guy did not play football. Ha, you're the racist one. You believed it right away when I said, speaking of football, you're like, oh, I know where this is going. That guy was no, he was an actor, and he was a damn good actor. He was in some play in L.A. when we were shooting this, and he said, I can give you tickets. And so I went, I'm a supportive guy, him and I got along at lunch. And he was in, the Eugene O'Neill classic, Death of a Salesman. And he played the salesman, Now, they made him up, they didn't have the best makeup, so, I think they just put like, that ice frosting they used to do for Christmas trees. They must have sprayed that on his head or something, because it was the worst whiting of aging of the hair I'd ever seen. But he nailed it. He was terrific. I still think this is one of the better directed shows of the season. So even this shot, which is, there's no one's moving, it's still dynamic. It gives you a nice little, low angle of me, those guys looking down on me, and how many of them there are, and then now him moving closer and lording over me. Well, look at that! Look at that! That is flared nostrils there at the end. I might have been laying it on a little thick. I mean, but look, Sean Penn, I ain't. I'm Jan Michael Vincent. That's what you're getting. You're getting a good, sort of good-looking guy. Sober, 14 minutes out of the day. And well, I guess that's all you're getting. You're getting those two things. Wow. That sort of depressed me, having said that out loud. This is amazing. We figured out like phone technology. Because I sort of get it, but also, yeah, you're pulling the voice of another out of the air. I mean, that isn't fucking incredible. I mean, all we do is people just bitch and moan and complain. But just think of that. Or think of your car driving, back in the day before satellite and stuff like that. But you just had like a radio antenna, in your Buick LeSabre or whatever, and you're just driving around. That thing's just, flicking back and forth at, crazy speed. And yet it is picking up, soft rock radio or whatever you like to listen to. But it got it, And of course, there was a lot of static and stuff. But, I mean, this is, look at that little gun. What are you going to do with that? It was picking up stuff. And, it's kind of amazing, Of course, we always got, pissed off when we went into a mountain, And, but, and even then we bitched about that. We bitched about a miracle that turned off for 5 seconds. I don't get what's going on. Do they not know we're there? They have to know we're there. I thought that was Fred Williamson for a second. The Hammer. That guy played football. That's no joking there. Oh, here we go. You motherfuckers are in big trouble. Yeah, look at that face. You fucking pussy. You better run. I'll blow this fucking... Where did Ernie and the chick go? Booyah. Look at this. Blammy dammy. Oh, blammy dammy. Here we go. Look at those eyes. Those steel, beautiful eyes. Bam, 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 bam. Do 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 do. Hit a button or two. Go ahead and shoot. Go ahead and shoot. You're not gonna get me. Oh, that's what that's all about, right? Reuniting family. I think it's the plot of every episode so far. Boom, kablammy. Run, Ernie. Look at this. Bam. Get off me, bitch. Give me that briefcase. You're dead. You're dead. Get in the fucking... You can hug in the fucking helicopter, you idiots. Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, that hurts. Oh, bam, 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 bam. Goodbye. I've killed like 7 or 8 people. Play that thing ain't shit. Uh-oh. Yeah. Add 3 more to the list, because here we go. Boom. Good night. Fucking with Airwolf. Are you out of your mind? Look at me. I don't even give a shit. Let's go home. Let's hit the bar. Let's hit the bar with that swordfish. Fucking swordfish sounds pretty good, too. Ernie could grill up some fish, man. He was a grill master. I mean, he was a grill master before they had that show and, that title. That guy knew how to barbecue. I mean, looking at him, you knew, but, because he would invite us, the whole cast and crew over for, Sunday barbecues all the time. And, I mean, that guy got steak perfectly. Just a beautiful pink all the way to the middle. But, and he even did chicken good. I mean, like anybody can fucking cook. I could cook chicken. I mean, the way he did it, I mean, seasoned it perfectly, threw some rosemary on there. I mean, the guy was just, a barbecue master. I just, and for, now that I think about it, he hasn't thrown one fucking barbecue up here in heaven. I mean, we've got to make that happen, especially with all the good-looking broads up here. I mean, my God, now that I'm a single man again, having, dropped that Luddite that was driving me crazy. You could throw a barbecue up here, have a little acoustic guitar, Kurt Cobain might start playing, or Jimi Hendrix, or, whoever you like, There's rappers up here, too. There's more than enough rappers. I mean, these guys, they're trying to shoot each other up here. Isn't that insane? It's like, hey, man, it's all peaceful up here. Nope. There's an East Coast and West Coast feud in heaven. So, I mean, that is just ridiculous, but it's like they drive by, on a cloud and shoot Biggie. Where's he going to go? He's already dead. So, he's just still there. He looks like he's shot, but he's fine. All the wounds, the wounds hole up or whatever, close himself up. And, yeah, this is crazy. I mean, this is like stock footage from the fucking World War II. What are we doing here? I mean, none of this matches. Jesus, guys. I mean, this looks terrible. Why don't you just put some black and white footage of the Red Baron in there? I mean, here I am, 40-some minutes just fucking sucking the dick of this director. And then they do something like that. I mean, I feel like an ass. Wait a minute. So they shot the missile at Santini Air, a heat-seeking missile that Airwolf intercepted. Then what? So he would have been going away from the plane which means the missile is too. I'm kind of doing this with my hands now, out in the air, you know. And so the plane's over here, where I'm the plane basically. So he does this. He goes over me like a loop de loop, and then that I don't know how that worked. And more importantly, I don't think they did either. So anyway, fuck me. I mean, I tried to talk this director up. You know, maybe get him some more work, or I don't know, maybe he's up here. Who knows? But he really fumbled there at the goal line. So interesting. Every episode has this like everyone together wrap up, as if people weren't watching intently for 50 minutes. You know. And that's what exactly word for word what he said later that night. 3 more drinks. I mean, just and then I would say 3 more drinks, and then we punch each other a couple times. Cry a little bit. Especially me. I was really emotional this time, and then we sometimes we drive each other's cars home, which was hilarious. And you kind of forget about it. So the next morning you're like, why do I own a Cadillac? Where's my Ferrari? And Ernie would call and be like, I'm about to hot rod over in my lovely new 1980 Ferrari. So that was it. That was the episode. I'll try and keep these back on time, and thanks for listening and all that jazz. So I love you. I really do. I couldn't do any of these things without you people, and you people are beautiful. So stop being mad at each other. Stop yelling. Stop calling each other terrible names. We're one country, goddammit. And it's all gone too quickly. So try and love your neighbor a little bit. All right, that's enough of whatever the fuck that was. All right, I'll see you.